to the Chief's Garage. I'm Eugene. Thanks for stopping in. Today I'm going to do some inventory because I am preparing to take my rotating assembly to the machine shop, and I want to be able to show you guys the 331 that I've chosen for this build. Now, this is a Scat kit and it comes with all of the components. And one of the things that I like to do before I go to the machine shop is do a good inventory, mark all of the boxes with my name and my phone number, because of course you're going to go to the machine shop. It's going to be a really busy place. It's going to have a lot of other people's things sitting around. And we want to make sure that what we give to the machine shop, that they agree is what they received. So let's get into unboxing what comes in this 331 kit. And as we go through this, I'll explain to you why this is the kit that I've chosen. Let's take a look. So the heart of Scats 331 rotating assembly is its 9000 series cast crankshaft. Now, this is going to be able to see well over, 500 horsepower. So we have no issues with it being a cast crank for those methods. And of course, this is a 28 ounce external balanced crankshaft. It's got an extra 0.250 on the throw. This uses standard bearings, so of course the kit comes with standard bearings. We're going to take a look at those in a few minutes, but you can look at the actual counterweights and you'll see that they're smaller than what you would see on a 50 ounce crank. So this is light, and for this purpose it's going to rev a little bit better, but it'll have no problem seeing 500 plus horsepower with this. It's a beautiful unit. It's nice and polished on all the journals. It came packaged really well. A part of this program that they put together for this one kit. I'm really pleased with what I see in the box. Yeah, I think that this is going to do us well. Of course, once we get all the stuff back from the machine shop, we'll do our fit up and make sure that we have everything that fits within it. Now, I've got a couple of components that go with this, and this is what we have for our flywheel and for our dampener. My Fox body, of course, is a 5-speed, so we're going to have to use a 5-speed manual flywheel. For this, I'm going to use a Ram flywheel. It's what I have in 306 that's in the car right now. This model number is 1527, which gets you a 10.5 inch SFI approved flywheel. That's 157 tooth. So this is probably about 300 bucks, depending on where you source. Everything I'm talking to you about today came from Summit Racing. I like Ram clutches. It's what's in the car right now. It has a Ram, this same flywheel with the stage 1 clutch in it. And so that's what we're going to do with the 331. 28 ounce balance, of course, because this is a 331. And for the dampener, I chose an elastomer type. And this is from Blueprint Engines. It's one of their multi-weight, balancers that has an elastomer in the inside. It lets you change out the weight here so that you could basically put a 50 ounce, counterweight in this, and you could use it for either one. This is set up for 28 ounce imbalance. It comes with a new crankshaft bolt, but what it doesn't come with is a Woodruff key. And so I'm waiting for the Woodruff key to show up in the mail tomorrow, and then it's off to the machine shop. So that's kind of all that's holding us up. I chose this over a few other ones that I saw in there, including the one you could get from Ford Performance. Of course, you could buy one of those. But I like this design. I like that it's interchangeable, and not that it would go on any other engine, but what I want from my balance at the machine shop is the balancer, the crankshaft, and the flywheel. I want them all, of course, in that package, and I think this is going to do us a little better. Has multiple different graduations on it depending on what you're setting it up, so it's kind of flexible. And of course, you need to make sure it has 4 holes to match your pulley that's on your engine. Now let's get into what is actually rotating around on all of these things. When it comes to pistons in your kit, Scats ships theirs out with a couple of different ones, and when you read about the kit itself, they'll tell you what could possibly be in your mixture of items that go with the kit that they shipped you. I'm kind of thrilled that they sent me Race Tech pistons. Race Tech pistons are kind of on the upper end of pistons when it comes to forged pistons. The Race Tech brand themselves are normally the 2618s, which are primarily for racing. But they've sent us the Auto Tech brand, which falls under Race Tech, but these are the 4032s. These are made for street strip applications, mile, applications like that. They're more user friendly when it comes to your money in your pocket and things like that. But they're stable because they have a little bit more silicone in them, and they're leaps and bounds above hypertechnics, which you could probably use in some really low boost applications. But hypertechnics are not really designed for that. They're really brittle and they don't do detonation well. So if you're buying a set of pistons, I have DSS's in the 306 that's in the car, but I like this design. These are actually really nice. They come with 1.5 3mm rings, and because these, let's see if I can get one of them out for you here. Because these have an intersecting piston pin, they come with spiral locks that you have to put in, and they come with support rails, because as you can see here, the oil ring intersects with the piston bore, so you have to have a support rail. And when we get to that, I'll show you how to put all of those in there. These things are beautiful, guys. I can't wait to get this all assembled and put together. We're gonna, as we go through this, I'll talk to you guys about quench and how this all comes together. And yeah, they're just beautiful, man. I really like this design, and I'm looking forward to getting everything back from the machine shop, and we'll talk about how we put this all together once we get it all back. One of the things you also get in your piston kit is you get all of the piston rings, of course, and these for this are Hastings. And another brand that I like. So everything you need for your pistons is here. Piston pins, locks, the whole works. And because they're shelf pistons, they're pretty much all the exact same weight. Once I talk to Kurt and the guys over there, and we talk about how we want to balance this and everything, I think they're going to be pretty happy that this should balance out with our crankshaft pretty easy. Our connecting rods are also Scat, and here's your part number. The numbers you see in red there, they've already weighed the big end and small end, and so we pretty much know when we take these to the machine shop what they actually weigh, and that gets figured into your bob weight when you go to do your actual balancing. One of the things that you'll see is these, of course, because we're going with a 331, that means we have a 5-inch 400 rod, and I'm going to take one of these out of the pack for you so you can actually see what it looks like here. And because I don't want any of the oils or salts on my hands to leave fingerprints that will rust later, I'm gonna throw in a pair of gloves here real quick. And these things are beautiful, guys. So this is Scats 4340 rod, I-beam design, fully bushed. And as you can see, there's some features on here that just make these things awesome. First of all, when you go to clearance a 331, and in some cases, because this is a Scat kit, you may not have to clearance anything at all. One of the things they've done here is it's been clearanced here at the top. That allows you to make this rotation around and not interfere with the bottom of the engine where your camshaft is, which is a great feature. What they've also done is at the other end, if you were to compare this to a regular rod, you'd see that nuts and bolts and all of that, they protrude farther. But it's using cap screws, and not just regular cap screws. These are ARPs, and they're 7/16, guys. These are really good bolts that they've put in here. These things are polished up really nice. I'm just looking forward to putting this all together and watching it swing. But another good design, and I'm really pleased with these. And as you can see, they say that they're scat, and they give you the actual dimensions that they have there. Of course, all of these rods are all numbered on the journals. So as long as you match this number with for your cap with the rod, no issues. And if you look on the bottom, you can see it's been strengthened here so that you can you'll have more strength at the bottom of the cap. And of course, they've already been pre-weighed for you, so that's going to help your balancer when you get them to the shop. You will also get a set of bearings. And of course, since your rotating assembly is based on the stock journal sizes, it comes with the standard bearings that would be in any 302. I like that it comes with maul. I've always been a fan of Clevite 77s. This is the exact bearing that I have in the 306 that's in the car right now. And so I like these. These are tried and true, guys. These are the GOAT, the greatest of all time. You know, they are great for what we want in this engine and for what this engine's purposes are. So yeah, I couldn't be more pleased that they sent me a Clevite 77. Now for the rod bearings, they sent King. I have never used King. They came with the engine. Of course, we have some work that we need to do before we're set on anything because we're running this 331. A 302 on the tight side is about, you know, 2,000ths, you know, on your bearing clearances. But we're going to be looking for just a little bit more than that because we're looking at a boosted application. And normally when you do boost, you want a little bit more cushion when it comes to your bearing gap. So I'm going to be looking for somewhere around 21 to 25 10,000ths, which is, you know, 2.1, 2.5 thousand, somewhere around there for this. But yeah, closer on the journal itself. If you got, you know, that rule of thumb that says a thousandths of an inch for every 1 inch of diameter of your journal, then that puts us in there. But we'll work on that when we get to it. But that's what comes with this whole rotating kit. And so, guys, as you can see, you know, we're pretty much ready to go to machine shop. Engine's all ready. We got all the parts, so except for that Woodruff key that should be in. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow morning, but, you know, have a call into the machine shop, see if we can't get this all in there. When it comes to dollars and cents, I tried different ways to try to figure out how I could, you know, reduce cost. I looked at individual components and it still came up more than I could purchase this as a kit. I looked at, you know, hyper-eutectic pistons, which isn't what I really want. I'm more on this boost, you know, thought of nostalgia, which means that, you know, we want forged components. That's what's going to give us the strength. We're building what we're building today, but we're planning for what could be in the future. A good, solid forged rotating assembly will be able to support any changes that we have along the way. Yes, we're going to start out somewhere around 6 or 8, you know, PSI boost, which is mile street, and that's good. But there's nothing to say that at some point we won't turn this all up. So when it comes to dollars and cents, what have I spent? I paid $159 for the harmonic balancer. It's a blueprint. I got that from Summit Racing. I paid $328 for the flywheel, somewhere around there, right there, you know, right at $300 for the flywheel. The kit itself, with the taxes for my state, came out to be, you know, $1,708. No matter how I put it together, guys, I couldn't get out of that $1,700, you know, range for this. And the greatest expense of that was actually the pistons. The forged pistons are what drives this. Even when I looked at 347, I chose the 331 because of the crank angle. And with this kit, in many cases, you don't actually have to clearance your block at all. Not that that's something we can't do, which is, you know, pretty simple. But for me, I prefer the crank angle on the 331 because there's just less thrust. an engine that's going to do what this life is going to be, which is, you know, stop and go traffic. Sometimes we're going to be at car shows, we're cruising, we're doing all those things. As your crank pin goes around and rotates around, it pushes the piston skirt against the sidewall of the block. Now, the farther you move that pin from the center of axis, the greater the thrust, which is, you know, your 347s just have more thrust. Now, it is a torquier engine, it makes more power, and that's just simple science. Simple science says that if you have a fulcrum and you have a lever, if you increase the length of the lever, of course, you have more leverage, or in this case, transfer that word to torque. The 331 will serve our purpose as well. It's an engine that will rev faster and higher. The cam that we've selected for this is going to probably run out of breath around 6,000 RPM, so we're not living there. But I'm pleased with what I got with from Scat. I am also pretty thrilled with how this kit is all designed to work well together. All components put together, saves a lot of time. The 306 that's in my car right now, I planned all of that. The pistons, the rods, the crank, they're all a Frankenstein hodgepodge of pieces that I did the math and came up with what I wanted. Once we get to the machine shop, we're going to be talking with Kurt and the guys. I don't know whether who's going to do it, Kurt or Jimmy, but we're trying to get the block to zero deck. Zero deck is going to dictate what head gaskets and stuff I run, because of course we're running the stock heads, and at 64 cc chambers, we want to tighten that up as much as we can, so that'll determine some of the other pieces. But guys, thank you for watching and sticking with me. Sometimes we're fumbling over words, but hey, I'm a backyard mechanic, guys. This is what we do. We're having fun in the garage, putting things together. Hopefully there's something in here that's useful to you. And if you're finding it useful, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, and that'll put my videos in front of you. And it'll put these videos in front of other people. As we go along, ask questions, guys. I am open to all your questions. I appreciate all of the comments that I've received. I thank you for your enthusiasm, and I'm just having fun out here, guys. So hopefully you're having fun too. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're working on, and if you're not doing anything, get out there and build something. Thanks for watching.